What's going on, everybody? Welcome into Blazers Uprise Live, presented by BetUS here on a Monday. I had my stream up in the background. Hopefully you guys are having a good start to your week. We got a fun episode planned for you because we're going to talk about players getting healthier soon. Looking forward to that. And we're going to have 8 games for picks against the spread, which should also be a lot of fun. Eric, how's your Monday? I had you muted. Hold on. Eric, how's your Monday?
Oh, pretty good. Just got off a long day of work, but happy to be able to make the stream and here on Blazers Uprise with you, Tori. How are you doing?
I'm doing swell, man. So gonna start writing for 750 this week. Sorted that out. Just a lot of little business things. I'm gonna record a game preview with Gabe too. That should be out tonight or early tomorrow. So stay tuned for that on the main channel. And just living the life, living the grind right now. And last night's post-game show was pretty enjoyable. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to this team getting healthier, and I'm excited to talk about the potential returns of a couple guys today.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I heard a lot of people discussing what we were talking about last night and said it was an interesting discussion, so I agree. It was a fun show.
Yeah, 100%. Picks against the spread is also fun, and I'm looking forward to that. And here are the standings, Eric, as we jump into things here. We got like 10 minutes to make these picks, but you have multiple people's picks. We should be able to breeze through these 8 games. Don't know where the skew went from Aeromancer's table he gave me, so I don't know like who's picking favorites or underdogs. Maybe it was broken, I don't know. But here are the standings. We went 30-6 on Thursday. There was only 2 games. So 30-6. 11 of us won our double downs. Steven is the only one to lose the double downs. He got out of last place. He's back in last place today. He'll be picking 2 double down games. I have his picks. He sent in 2 double downs. And also, everybody's looking pretty good. I mean, you got 9 people at 500 or above out of 12.
Opposite of last year, where we were all under 500 for a while.
Yeah, and Trevin and Zach did their best to climb closer to 500 with 3-0 days. Everybody went 3-0 except Arrow, me, and Jew went 2-1, and then Steven 0-3. It was a rough day for Steven. Hopefully he can do better today. Now let's jump into things. Eric, we got an interesting start to these slated games. As the first game, you got Denver going into Detroit as a 9-point road favorite.
All right, let me just refresh and make sure I got all the latest. All right, Denver has Jamal Murray and Vlatko Konkar out. Detroit Pistons, Jalen Duren out, Joe Harris, Bojan Bogdanovic, Monte Morris all out. Isaiah Livers, Killian Hayes are playing.
Okay. I am going with the Nuggets.
I'm also going to go Nuggets.
Eric's also going Nuggets. And then I'll look at chat if you want to read off the other picks. Trevin Nuggets, Jackson Nuggets.
All right, we got Zach is going Nuggets.
Okay.
And then we got Chase is Pistons.
All right.
503 is Nuggets.
Okay.
Steven is Pistons.
All right.
And Crush is in chat, but he's taking Nuggets.
Okay. Crushable's taking the Denver Nuggets. So we need Arrow and we need Connor.
And Crush says he wasn't feeling good, so I hope you feel better, man.
Yeah, hopefully he feels better. Hate to hear it. Connor's going Pistons, and then we just need Arrow. And we'll move on to game number 2. Yeah, we'll figure it out after Arrow. Yeah, no worries. I didn't have much time anyway. I was rushing. And I was watching Gonzaga just fall apart in the second half, much like the Blazers. Arrow. Let's go. Next game is like the same spread. It's a road favorite. We got 3 road favorites to start off. Chat is going Nuggets, 79% of the vote. And we got Arrow hopefully making his pick soon. Arrowmancer says, I said it. Where did you say it, bruh? Yeah, I don't see where you said it. Just say it again if we don't see it. Just say it again. Make it easy on us, man. Come on.
It's not. You did not say it.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere.
Not in there.
Connor, Chase, and Steven going Pistons. Everybody else going Nuggets. Yeah, maybe YouTube. It's not in chat, Arrow. It's not in chat, bro.
I got live chat on, so it's not that.
Yeah. Nobody sees it in chat, so the chat, it is not your fault, I guess, but if we don't see it, the chat maybe nuked it. I don't know why. LMO, am I blocked? Okay, we're moving on to the next
Shadow
game.
banned, yeah.
Yeah, are you shadow banned? That is the question. Charlotte is hosting Boston. Boston, 8.5-point road favorite.
All right. In this one, we got Al Horford and Derek White out for the Celtics. And for the Hornets, we have Terry Rozier, Nick Richards, Frank Ntilikina, James Bouknight, and Cody Martin all out.
Who's the first name you said for the Hornets?
Terry Rozier.
Okay.
Confirmed starting lineup includes Miles Bridges.
Okay, I'm going Celtics. I'm not picking no Miles Bridges. Get out of here. All right. So, chat. Y'all seriously gaslighting me. Right above Connor. Bro, I promise you. I promise you.
Yeah, it does not show up. I'm going to take the Celtics as well.
All right, you're on Celtics. If you want to double down on any of the 410 tip-off games, let us know, because 410 is approaching, so let us know early.
All right, Zach is Celtics.
All right, Zach's Celtics.
And he wants to double down on them, so...
Yeah, if they sent the picks, you don't have to say it, because, yeah, they sent them in. Celtics for Arrow, Hornets for Trevin.
Chase is Celtics.
All right.
503 is Celtics.
Let's see. Connor is Celtics. Jackson is Celtics.
Steven Celtics.
This could be a Trevin Island.
Crushable Celtics.
In chat is Celtics. So, Trevin, congratulations. You now own an island. Chat, 82% of the vote for the Celtics. All right, game number 3. It's basically the same thing. You got the Bucks heading into Washington as a 10-point road favorite.
All right, in this one, we got Marjon Beauchamp, Chris Livingston, and Jay Crowder out for the Bucks. For the Wizards, just DeLon Wright out.
All right. Start reading them off when you want to.
All right, Trevin Jackson are Bucks.
Okay. I'm also going Bucks. I'm just going with the favorites today. Yeah, I can handle Chad. Just read the ones you got sent.
Zach is Bucks.
All right, Zach is Bucks.
Chase Bucks.
Chase is Bucks.
503 Bucks. Steven Wizards.
Steven with the Wizards.
A Dame hater. And Crushables is Bucks.
Connor is Wizards, so he's also a Dame hater.
No. If you pick the Wizards, it's fine. But
Okay, well then pick the Wizards, Eric.
Steven is a notable.
Pick the Wizards then, Eric.
No, I'm picking the Bucks.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Arrow is Bucks. And chat is Bucks. Chat. Alright. So Steven and Connor Wizards. Everybody else Bucks. Alright, game number 4. The more competitive spread. You got the Timberwolves hosting the Knicks. The Timberwolves are 2.5 point home favorites.
All right, so in this one we have Knicks have Evan Fournier out. Quentin Grimes going to play, it looks like. Timberwolves have Jordan McLaughlin and Jalen Clark out.
This is a tough one. We got Timberwolves for Connor.
I feel like every time I bet on the Wolves, they lose. But I'm going to take the Wolves.
Wolves for Trevin. I'm going Knicks. Jackson's going Knicks.
All right, Crushables is Wolves.
Crushes Wolves. Aeromancers Knicks.
Chase is Wolves.
Alright, Chase is Wolves.
503 is Wolves.
Okay.
Steven is Wolves.
Alright, so what's Zach?
Oh, and Zach is Timberwolves.
So Zach is Timberwolves and chat's Timberwolves. Okay, well, you got Jackson, me, and Darrow. 3 guys near the top of the standings going Knicks. Everybody else is going Timberwolves. We'll see how this goes. All right.
Chess
Next
been
game.
very decisive today with their picks.
Yeah, very, very decisive. You got the Pelicans hosting the Sacramento Kings. The Kings are 1 point road favorites.
All right. Where is this game? All right, so the Kings are without Keon Ellis, Trey Lyles, Alex Len. Sasha Vezekoff is questionable, and so is Kevin Herter. Let me just refresh, make sure none of those have been updated. They have not. For the Pelicans, Jose Alvarado making his season debut, but Matt Ryan, Larry Nance Jr., CJ McCollum, and Trey Murphy all out.
I'm going with the Kings. Arrow is Pelicans. Jackson is Pelicans.
I'm going to take the Kings.
Eric's going Kings. Chat is loving themselves some Kings. The mods are hating themselves some Kings. Trevin goes Pelicans. Alright, so need just the ones that were sent to you. Connor is Kings.
Kings. Zach is Pelicans.
Alright, Zach goes Pels.
Chase Pelicans.
Alright.
503 Kings. Steven Pelicans. Crushables Kings.
Alright, and then chat was Kings.
Jeez.
So we got split vote. Got a good old-fashioned split vote. Alright, game number 6. We got the Chicago Bulls hosting the Miami Heat. The Heat are a 1 point road favorite.
All right. Miami Heat have Tyler Hero and RJ Hampton out. The Bulls have Lonzo Ball out. Dalen Terry, Alex Caruso look like they're going to play.
Alrighty. Yeah, when I was making this graphic, I had to like double check like the money line was the same, the spread was the same. It was kind of confusing.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, did I actually update it? Did I actually check? Because it's the same. Did I miss it? Did I read the wrong one?
I'm gonna take the Bulls.
Alright. I'm taking the Heat.
Connor Jackson, Trevin Arrow, all Heat. Crushables, Heat.
Oh, whoops, these are all Bulls. What? Oh, I did Bulls as a road team. Oh, well, that's fine.
Chase, Heat.
Alright, Chase's Heat.
503 Heat.
503.
Steven Heat. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, Eric. Is this an Eric Island coming up? We got Zach and Crush. Waiting on Zach and Crush.
Oh, I said them. Crush's Heat.
Okay, and Zach is Heat?
Yes.
So everybody's Heat
Wait, no.
except...
Zach's Bulls, sorry.
Okay. So it's not a U Island. Alright.
No,
Chat goes Heat. So is that right? Everybody Heat except you and Zach?
Yeah. I'm a Heat.
Alrighty.
88%.
Chat is so decisive. Oh, good. It's funny. Second to last game, 7th game. We got the San Antonio Spurs hosting the Los Angeles. Go ahead.
It's all favorites.
Yeah, chat is all favorites. All favorites for chat. You got the Spurs hosting the Clippers. The Clippers are 8.5-point road favorites.
All right. In this one, we have Clippers are without Mason Plumlee and Brandon Boston Jr. The San Antonio Spurs are without Devin Vassell, otherwise known as Devin Vassell.
And once again, chat, since you guys have picked all favorites today, the spread for the Clippers to be the right pick, they have to win by 9 or more. For the Spurs to be the right pick, they have to lose by 8 or less or win. So with that said, I'm going with the Spurs.
I'm going to go Clippers.
We go with the dark Spurs logo.
Trevon is going Clippers.
Okay.
Zach Clippers.
Okay.
Chase Clippers.
Okay. Trevin's Clippers. Oh, you already got him. Okay, Jackson is Spurs.
Spurs for 503.
All right.
Clippers for Steven.
Okay.
And Spurs for Crushables.
All right. And just waiting on Arrow. And Connor wants Spurs. Yeah, so just waiting on Arrow. Chat, it looks like, is going Spurs 55% of the vote. They picked an underdog and they were a lot more split on it. Depending on what Arrow goes with, this could be a split vote, but nah, he goes with the Spurs. So we got a 7v5. All right, final game of the day. You got the Golden State Warriors hosting the Houston Rockets in a rematch of the Western Conference Finals from who knows how long ago. These teams are completely different now. Golden State is a 7.5-point home favorite.
Rockets have Tari Eason, Amen Thompson, and Victor Oladipo out. Alperen Şengün is questionable. No update on that yet. For the Warriors, Gary Payton II, Draymond Green, both out.
GP 2 weeks. Okay.
Trace Jackson Davis, probable.
Alrighty. All right, so we got. I'm gonna go Rockets.
We got Rockets
Warriors for Trevin.
Chase Rockets.
Okay, Chase's Rockets.
503 Warriors.
503 is Warriors.
Rockets for Steven.
Okay, Steven Rockets.
Rockets is for his favorite young core Crushables.
All right, Crush Rockets. Arrow went Rockets.
Zach is Rockets.
Zach going Rockets. So just need yours. We got Jackson Rockets. And Connor with the Rockets, a.k.a. a 3v9. All right, time for double downs. Nope, let me copy paste my camera in to the scene. There we go. All right.
Celtics for Zach.
Zach Celtics.
Clippers for Chase.
Clippers for Chase.
Celtics for 503.
All right.
Steven has 2 today, Rockets and Pelicans. And Crushables is Kings.
All right.
And then we got Trevin Nuggets.
Oh no, I glitched my computer 1 sec. Steven was Pelicans and Rockets. You said?
Yes.
Oh, it's linked, whatever. I'll just show Rockets for him. All right, what were the others?
Hold on.
Okay, we got Heat for Jackson. Trevin is Nuggets. I'll do those while you figure it out. Trevin, Nuggets. Jackson, Heat.
Kings for Crushables.
Crushables is Kings.
You got Chase 503 and Steven.
Yeah. Yeah, so
You got
just
Zach.
Yep, Connor is Timberwolves. Arrow is... Still waiting on Arrow.
Can you really quickly just go through the games?
Yeah, so I'll just go through the games that haven't started because we can't do those unless we already said. So, you got Minnesota 2.5. You got Kings versus Pelicans. Kings favored by 1. You got Heat versus Bulls. Heat favored by 1. Clippers versus Spurs. Clippers favored by 8.5. You got Warriors versus Rockets. Warriors favored by 7.5. I'm gonna go with the Kings. And I am the double down maestro this year, apparently. I'm 6-1. Knock on wood so I don't jinx myself. Let's get it, Crushables.
I was going to pick the Kings, but you know what? Screw it. I'm taking the Bulls.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Good luck.
All right, we get it, Aromancer.
What was chat's double down?
Oh, chat needs a poll between Kings and Heat.
Did Arrow say he wanted to double down on the Bucks earlier?
I don't know.
Well,
Your one message did not show. All your other messages.
okay, chat. What was chat's double down?
They need a poll between the Kings and the Heat.
Of course. All right.
They're both 88%.
And they're both 1-point favorites, right?
Yes. Pick the Heat, go opposite me, chat. Do it.
Wow. They're picking the Heat. They're a bunch of Blazer haters because you have to hate the Heat if you're a Blazer fan. Chat forgot how the world works.
I just cost myself 2 games in the standing.
Yeah, what are you doing here? You got the Kings right in front of you versus the Pelicans, who are trending in opposite directions. But because I went Kings,
no,
you went Bulls.
It had nothing to do with you. I just wanted to have some fun with it. I don't care.
Got you. Winning's fun for me, so I'm trying to do that. Although you are off a championship, so maybe you're just
2 out of 3 years.
Championship hangover. Yeah. Well, the first year was me, you, and chat. So this year means more than ever. You got more people than ever. Now it's more impressive than ever. So we'll see how this pans out. Chat has been very impressive, Eric. I'm proud of chat. Look at them, 32-18. They know what they're doing. So, if you trust chat, you can go make picks on BetUS. You can use the link. You'll receive a 125% deposit match. And you can use chat to guide you because look at them. They are 32-18, which is phenomenal stuff from chat so far. But with 8 games today, they could definitely fall out of first. Once again, here are the standings. Jackson a game back, Arrow 3 games back, Crush 4 games back, me and Connor 5 games back. It is very evenly spread throughout the standings. Steven went against the grain today, so either he's going to make up ground or dig himself.
Probably the doubtful.
Doubtful. Eric's status is Utah. Okay. Alrighty. Stream? Yes? No.
Showed us for a second.
I know. I'm looking at it on my phone, bro. I'm experiencing the lag on my phone with all the chat. It's lit. Tori's internet service is doubtful. It's questionable. It is very, very questionable. Also, I need to plug in my phone. It's back, I think. Is it back? Hopefully it's back. It's kind of back. I don't know.
You only need the internet for your living. It's not that important.
Yeah. Not that important. Bro, it's like audio still choppy. It'll be fine for like a month and then it'll have like a couple weeks where it's just bad. I don't know why. Honestly, when we lag, it's just a test. When we lag, it's literally just a test chat to see who sticks through the lag with us. Because those are the real ones. Okay? If people leave because of lag, oh well, they failed the test. If you're still here through the lag, you're a real one. Okay? So congrats on passing the test. Good job, chat. We are on the other side of the tunnel. Hopefully we don't have another tunnel coming up. I don't know why I'm looking at my phone chat. My stream chat's working again. Okay. So, we're not doing a show Thursday because it's Thanksgiving. Sorry, I'm not going to do picks against the spread when there's no games, and I'm not going to do it while eating turkey on stream as much as I know some of you would want me to do that, Zach. But Wednesday we're doing a show. Wednesday, Eric is doubtful, by the way, for that show. Eric is doubtful, but we're not doing one on Thursday. There's games on Wednesday. So Wednesday, chat, we'll have a Blazers Uprise live. We can preview the Utah game. I probably won't do a game preview for that. We can talk about the Phoenix Suns game.
And then
that's the plan.
Wednesday to Sunday without a game again.
Yeah. And then I get time off. And then that ends on Sunday when we play Dame at 12:30. So what a way to come back. But that's 3 days off without a stream. Like, I love you, chat, but sometimes it's a little good in the middle of the season when you can get 3 days off. It's pretty hard for us to get 3 days off. Basically, we have to not play Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, or have something like this where it's not Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and moving the stream to Wednesday. So
3:00 post-game show, Sunday afternoon.
Yep.
Either Blazers Uprise post-game show or Bucks Uprise post-game show. Most likely Bucks Uprise.
I plan on doing a watch party for that game too because it is Dame, like 12:30 So
Nice.
hopefully you guys are around for that. And that should be fun. And then, yeah, like after Wednesday, we only have 2 games in a, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 day span. So kind of nice. Kind of nice. But there are some Blazers that should be returning soon. Let me find the exact quote. From one, I believe it was Sean Highkin. It was from Sean Highkin reported what Chauncey Billups said. So Chauncey Billups says Malcolm Brogdon, and this is yesterday, by the way. Chauncey Billups says Malcolm Brogdon is really close and could be back any day now. Says Scoot Henderson is also progressing and could be back this coming week. So this coming week means next week, I believe, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I could also see that as meaning this week.
I mean, this week is a little bit early compared to the timetable they gave him, though, right?
Yeah, I think they'll definitely sit him out this game. The Tuesday, Wednesday game. So I'd say Sunday at the earliest.
See, if he came back Sunday when we play Dame, that Sunday's going to be popping, That's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah.
If Scoot can come back by then and Brogdon's back, at least we got some scoring and we get to see Scoot versus Dame. I mean, that'd be a lot of fun. That's what people want to see.
He's got the excuse that he's coming off an injury if he plays bad or whatever.
Yeah, but you still throw him out there for as many minutes as he can safely take, right? Don't play him for 48, but if he can play 30 minutes, you play him 30 minutes no matter how he's playing.
Yeah.
No matter how he's playing, and let him play against Dame. Let him literally go into that game the problem is he's going to be rusty, so it's kind of tough, but, if he had been playing all year, be going into that game prove why you're the next, prove why you're going to be the greatest Blazer ever. Hype him up. You're going against Dame. You replaced Dame. I don't know. I feel like Scoot is the type where in the past, he's his matchups against Wemby, he played really well, and he definitely had an edge on his shoulder because of it. So the chip on his shoulder because of it. So I want to see him play against Dame, man. That'd be fun. If I had to guess, they'll probably sit him out that game in the Indiana game on the 26th and 27th because then they have another 2 days off. So if I had to guess, it'd be November 30th for Scoot. But it would be sick if he came back on Sunday. And Malcolm Brogdon could play any day now. There's a chance that Malcolm Brogdon plays tomorrow. Unless we've heard otherwise. Any day now means any day now, right? So, could have Brogdon tomorrow against the Suns, which is going to be a fun game because you get to see Ayton return to Phoenix. You get to see Ayton versus Nurk, right? Nas was out of the rotation, but then he played yesterday and he played well. So, Nas is starting to have one of those Nas streaks for the Suns that I told him that he would have, so you got some interesting storylines going into tomorrow and some interesting storylines going into the next couple of weeks. And when this team is this freaking bad, I mean, that's all we have to clutch onto is storylines, and stuff that's interesting. So I'm really interested to see Phoenix. That's why I'm doing a game preview for that game. But then also, getting these 2 guys healthier will just make this team more fun to watch for sure.
Absolutely. And that 30-minute thing for Scoot should be, as long as he's healthy, that should be the rest of the season. No matter how he plays, you'll get him as many minutes as possible outside of running him to the ground like Shaden Sharp's been doing last few weeks. But he should definitely be playing at least 30 minutes every game. Maybe not more than 36 to 38, but 30 for sure.
Joey says that, or they don't want Scoot to get embarrassed by Dame because Dame is going to take that game personal because essentially it was Dame's replacement. Bro, if they are shying away from that, then this organization is the softest sports organization in the history of sports organizations.
But you can definitely see it.
I can see it, but that's sad that I can see it because that's pathetic. That's pathetic. They sowed their bed. Embrace it. Okay, Dame's going to try and take it personal and play hard and have a chip on his shoulder. He's going to have one regardless. But also, toss Scoot into that challenge. If he fails, he fails. It's not a big deal, It could be, he could have a couple of confidence-building moments. Your whole goal is to develop anyways. We've been punked We got punked last night, So who cares if Dame punks us?
Yeah. It might be. Do you think that might come from Scoot's camp, though?
Bro, if Scoot's camp is telling the Blazers, yeah, don't bring him back for the Milwaukee game because we don't want to see him play against Dame, I don't know, then that's soft as hell. Then Scoot needs a new camp. Like, what are we talking about?
Have you heard
how his camp didn't want him there because of the pressure of replacing Dame and this and that?
Yeah.
Yeah, as a whole, that's more understandable than, one game.
Mm-hmm.
It's one game.
I just want to be fair to Scoot. I don't think he's ever said or hinted at anything about not wanting to have the pressure or be part of this. Yeah. But it's probably kind of annoying. You finally make it the NBA, you're a top 3 pick, and you have to answer all these questions about, are you the guy who pushed Dame out and all this stuff,
Yeah, I mean, that's why, it wasn't really the route that I wanted to take. But, I mean, the rest of this season is we've kind of seen stuff from Sharp. We kind of have a feeling for what Sharp is. The rest of the season is figuring out where Scoot's level of play is on a whole for his rookie season, because he's going to play better than he did if he's able to get some games under his belt, get some experience under his belt. He's going to get better. It's Scoot and it's can Simons break out. That's literally the 2 main storylines for the rest of the season. And maybe can Sharp take his game to another level. It's just he's gotten so many reps and use. He's going to improve throughout the season, but it's hard to see him being a completely different player by the end of the season like he was last year at the end of the year. So, still Sharp is definitely a storyline, but I think the 2 biggest ones right now that I'm looking forward to seeing play out is Simons potentially taking that leap and will he take that jump on the defensive end, and then Scoot Henderson and his improvement.
Yeah, I'm also, this isn't as big as those, but I do want to see, 60 games into the season or something. Does Ayton still have a pretty positive attitude towards being here and stuff? Hopefully that's the case. But I think that's definitely something to watch. And then players like Kamara and Walker and stuff, just if they're obviously part of the rotation moving forward, but can they start hitting enough shots to make them for sure accountable going forward as part of a rotation?
Yeah, those guys, dude, Tomani's shot has been the only disappointment with his game, man. I thought he was going to be able to shoot the ball better than this, but he's had some bad misses. He shot the ball better in preseason. I don't know what it is. I don't know what happened. But he did struggle with it a little in college. That's the key for Tomani to become potentially a starting caliber player. I know he's starting right now, but he has to hit threes. If he can hit threes, then the cuts, the cutting, the offensive rebound, and the putbacks, he'll be fine offensively if he can just hit threes at a 35% clip. He's basically a lot like Mo Harkless was coming into the league in a way. Where Harkless just needed to hit threes. He just needed to hit shots. He has had the defensive talent and the length, and Harkless wasn't really expected to do a whole lot when he got here, and then he immediately got into the starting lineup. So you've kind of seen Kamara play out in the same way. The thing is, Harkless at some point started hitting shots though. Let me pull up.
Obviously, different era, but Scottie Pippen's first 3 seasons did not shoot over 30% from 3.
Yeah. Yeah, and Harkless was 27% his first year of his career he played the first 3 years in Orlando. He was 27%, 38%, then 18%. His first year in Portland, 28%. But then he went 35%, then he went 41.5%, and then his last year in Portland fell down to 27.5%. So he was kind of all over the map, where some seasons he'd be solid. It was never on a ton of volume. But the thing is with Harkless, he finished really well on the interior, consistently was, around 57% from 2 his time in Portland. like 55 to 58% in that range. Like he was a finisher, a play finisher. So that's what Tamari needs to be if he can't get that 3-point shooting there. But Harkless 3-point shooting was just good enough to be serviceable. Mm-hmm. So we'll see with Tamani. Let me see what Tamani's doing on the season from 2. Like Tamani from 3 this year, 23.5%. That has to get better. From 2, 46%. That has to get better. Just like shot making wise, he has to do a little bit better job. But I think if he's playing next to better players, he can get more good opportunities. I mean, you saw the first play of the game against OKC. He makes a cut, and Ayton feeds him, and he dunks. So he's more of just like a system flow player. So I'm not going to hold him, like, I'm not going to hold it against him. They shoot him 46% from 2. But, like, he has to finish a little stronger. That's why I love that first play against OKC.
Yeah.
Like, he's athletic and he's long. Like, he has to try and finish strong. He has to try and dunk on people.
That's the key to getting anyone's field goal percentage up, is getting some easy buckets occasionally. And that's why I was excited when they said they were going to run a lot, and I'm kind of disappointed that they haven't. I know a little bit has to do with injuries, but even before the injuries started, they weren't running a ton. But I think when you have Tamani in there, you got to run and get him some open lanes and dunks in transition too.
Yeah, and having Scoot Brogdon back will help that. Having Ant back will help that. So Ant, his timeline is what, like mid-December still?
Yeah.
Although he heard it what, October 25th? That's like 8 weeks. I know he waited to have his surgery for a few days, but that's still like 8 weeks. That's still longer than the 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't they say 4 to 6 weeks when he heard it?
They did, but then he had surgery and they said 6 weeks.
Yeah. So 6 weeks from, let's see, let's do like 42 days. He had it on what, the 31st of October? 42 days after October. No, 42 days is, 6 weeks. Okay. 42 days after October 31st. So December 12th. So I would say three more weeks. 3 more weeks for Ant, it looks like. Looks like we're kind of halfway through this for him. So that would be nice to get him back, and yeah, that's kind of lines up with mid-December. So I don't know why did they wait to have the surgery? I don't know why they waited to have the surgery. Anyway, is Eric still here? Oh, he's on the phone. Okay. Someone has T-Mobile. All right. So let me like look at our schedule, pinpoint a day maybe for Ant. So in December, I haven't really looked at our schedule in December because you got the mid-season tournament or the in-season tournament games. So between the 2nd and 11th, the Blazers will play twice, and it'll be in-season consolation, like not part of the bracket. And then they play the 11th, and then they play the 14th. So I think a good realistic target date is probably the 14th at home. If he returns the 11th, he'll return on the road against the Clippers. So literally the first game of the season where he hurt himself, he can come back against the Clippers, which would be kind of funny. But the Blazers don't have a lot of games during the stretch. Like you look at before the end of November, you got 5 games, and then with the in-season tournament, you got 4 games until December 14th. So like, as far as Ant goes, if he returns kind of on that 6-week timeline, he's only missing another 7 to 8 games. So you can really see this Blazer team being back and healthy pretty quickly in terms of games, because that's still like what, 21 days away, and you're talking about only like 7 or 8 games in a 21-day span. And then the Blazers in December have a lot of home games. Legitimately, they play 1 road game from December 14th to the end of the year. So the rest of the month, they play 5 home games in a row, play on the road against Golden State, and then play 3 more home games. So you could see this team get healthy in time for a stretch of home games. It'll be really interesting to see what they put together during that stretch of home games. That is kind of what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a grind until then, but luckily we should get Scoop back before Ant gets back to add some intrigue to the season. But yeah, Ant, December 11th on the road against the Clippers, or more likely December 14th at home against the Jazz, is what we're hoping for.
So, sorry, I had to take a phone call.
You're fine. I was just talking about Ant's like timetable for return, couple target dates based on that 6 weeks.
There was someone, I forgot who it was, someone said that Ant was maybe a little ahead of schedule and would be back within 2 weeks.
From now?
Yeah, from like yesterday, I think.
Yeah, so that would put him in like the in-season consolation non-bracket games.
Yeah.
Because that's between the 2nd and 11th, and there's 2 games then. The good thing is you have time in between those days, like you're not playing back-to-backs. Mm-hmm. I mean, his sort of injury, I think once it's good to go, I guess.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we'll see. I mean, if he can come back in 2 weeks, then that's only like 6 more games. Mm-hmm. So Robert Williams III is still out, but you basically get everybody else meaningful back except for him. And then, I mean, I could see this team rattling off some wins at home if they get those guys back and they're playing well. Because right now, like, the offense is just a joke. Also, I think Ant can help out our defense, to be quite honest, because I think he might be our best screen navigator, and that's the biggest problem with our defense probably, is we don't got enough dudes that can navigate through screens. So, December's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
December's going to be fun. Like, November's been brutal. November's been freaking awful.
Joey asked when the trade deadline was. I'm assuming that's what you meant by deadline. It's February 8th.
Thursday, February 8th. Yeah.
Tune into Blazers Uprise for all the coverage.
Yeah. I'm already thinking about, if you guys have any ideas, I've done trade deadline streams for the past 4 years. Obviously, always trying to, like, enhance them, take them to the next level. So if you guys have anything you want to see with them, let me know in chat or reach out to me, because those streams are pretty fun. You guys know I love, like, there's, what's funny is I always said there's 3 big streams a year. Now there's actually 4. One just doesn't take much prep, and that's the draft lottery stream. But, otherwise it's trade deadline, it's draft, it's free agency. And draft and free agency are like right on top of each other. So I always look forward to the trade deadline, that stream, the content around that time of the year. And that should be fun. Is there any players we should be going after at the trade deadline, or just go for picks or do nothing? I mean, picks, good young players if they're available for a guy like Grant or Brogdon is intriguing too. Just young rebuilding assets for the future.
Yeah, I think it's just get as much as possible for Grant.
Whoa.
Grant, Brogdon, and Thibault if you can. So I would trade those guys to the highest bidder.
Mm-hmm.
And Robert Williams, I would keep unless someone offered a first, which I don't think they would this year. If someone offers you it because they believe in him in the future, but I think at this point you got to just keep him and hope that he gets healthy enough next year to improve his value again, or to play and help the team next year if we're doing better.
Yep, 100%. So yeah, trade deadline is 2.5 months away. I mean, it's getting close. Like it's about time. I don't know. I'm probably gonna hold off, but like, chat hasn't really asked us about trades. Chat hasn't really talked about trades on post-game shows. Mm-hmm. It's getting to the time where I'm cool discussing trades. I'm cool with diving into stuff. I'm cool with bringing up the trade machine. So, next post-game show, assuming that Phoenix is going to whoop our ass, we can talk about some trades if you guys want to. I'm down with that. We're kind of getting into prospect and trade talk. It makes these post-game shows a little bit easier. So last night we dove in on prospects on the post-game show if you want to listen to that. We had a pretty in-depth conversation about, certain scenarios and ideology and stuff last night. So roster building stuff if you guys like that.
Yep.
Trade Jody and Cronin for a bag of Skittles. Yeah.
Wish.
Do you think AJ Griffin might be a guy that would be good if Atlanta wanted Brogdon or Grant? I don't see Atlanta. I mean, maybe Atlanta would want Brogdon as the third guard behind DeJounte and Trae Young. Like, maybe that would be something intriguing to them.
After Kobe Buffkin, though.
Yeah. And they like Kobe Buffkin. And then Grant, I mean, they got rid of Collins, you know, so I don't. And Jalen Johnson's been really solid for them. So I don't know if they'd want Grant either. Like, AJ Griffin would be intriguing to get for sure. And we need his shooting, bro, but it's just adding to the amount of wings / guards we have, so.
I think a lot depends on where some of these teams are at in the standings. If Atlanta is up, 5-6 or higher in the East seedings, I could see them making a big trade. If they're near the play-in, I could see them not really wanting to give up assets to like for another mediocre run,
Yeah. Also, it's going to be hard to expect much more than a first-round pick out of a Jeremy Grant trade. Like, I am cool with him continuing to dominate the ball and try and have huge games right now. Just make his stats on the season look better.
I don't know, man. I know his contract is big, but 23-year-old or 23 point per game scorer. He's got length and athleticism, and
he hasn't been efficient this year, though.
And he's also known, whether it's true or not, as a defensive guy. I don't know. I think his reputation around the league will get him a little extra value.
I don't think it's going to be anything noticeable.
I don't know if it's more than a first, like a good first, but I could definitely see a team giving up a second first. And also, he's not a guard. Like Brogdon, there might not be as much of a market for, like, even though like a lot of teams could use him and his contract's easier to trade. We've seen how much guards have gone for in the past few years, at least guards on his level. But I don't know, 6'9" forwards, like those kind of guys don't necessarily come cheaply, and I think there's going to be a lot of teams interested in having him, and it could raise the price.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if we got 2 firsts for him, unless they were both like low quality firsts. I think it's going to be hard, but if we,
what we need to do, just get a first, but also like a 2025 pick swap.
2025. What 2025 pick swap?
Just to have like that small extra chance at Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. I just feel like any team that trades for him is going to be good in 2025, But you never know, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, like the Warriors, like a team, or the Lakers, who could eventually.
I mean, I'd absolutely do that, but they probably can't swap a 2025 first. Doesn't New Orleans have the right to choose between their 2025 or 2026 first?
So I'm just saying, like a team like that.
Could you imagine if like New Orleans got Cooper Flag, and it's like they got Cooper Flag in the West, and you got
OKC?
Okay, I don't want to. Oh God, it would be game over.
Or the Spurs. Like there's a lot of teams.
The Spurs are pretty bad, but yeah, I mean like Cooper plus Wemby would be insane. Yeah, like I just hope that it's not in the West. If he ended up in New Orleans, it'd be like, can we move New Orleans to the East when we expand soon?
Yeah.
Instead of Memphis, like can we send New Orleans to the East? Because it's frustrating. Like I feel like the good young teams are all in the West for the most part.
Although I don't know how good their core is still. I mean, they have a bunch of solid players, but
yeah,
I guess Flag could put them over the top.
I want to end off the stream with this tweet from fan favorite Stephen Vaughn. Fan favorite. host of the Scorching Trails pod, 750 the game. Stephen Vaughn had this tweet chat. I know chat is like, oh God. Oh no. But it's actually a good tweet, Eric. This is the type of Steven insight we need. So he tweeted, it's 2 tweets. He said, Chauncey's postgame, quote, they did a good job creating threes, but I really felt like most of those threes we were contesting those shots. Steven then said, I went back and tracked until 3 minutes in the third when the benches were unloaded. Categorized the contests by good, okay, and bad/none. OKC shot 18 threes. 4 were good contests, 5 were okay contests, 9 were bad/no contest. I was being very generous, is what he adds on the end. That's the type of Steven insight we need, you know?
Nice.
You know? Every now and then it has a takeover. Good job, Steven. Good insight there, bro.
I mean, we would have, if we would have talked about the actual game, but it was so interesting that we didn't really talk that specific about it last night. Props to him for going back and watching that horrible game. Yeah, I mean, does that surprise you that Chauncey felt like they were contesting him with they really weren't?
No, also, does he really feel like that, or is he just paying lip service? Bro, I'm done with Chauncey. Just get Chauncey out of here, bro. Just move on. Move on at the end of the season. I can't with this dude anymore. He won't even say if they struggled, like, it's something without some sort of caveat or some sort of excuse. Yeah, and dude, it's just, he speaks in so much head coach speak, it drives me crazy.
Dude, all you have to say is, we got our butts kicked by 43. Do you think we contested many shots? Like, no, it's obviously something we need to get better at.
But he won't... He like, when he first started out coaching, he'd say some stuff in the media that they were, like, struggling with something. Those were the veterans, right? Now you got young players. Now it makes more sense to do it, but also he's never learned how to do it in the right way. He doesn't know how to word things that way, it seems like.
Where's those stamps, dude? He said he was going to make people put an address on it.
Notice how they don't say that anymore?
Nope.
That saying is completely gone.
I haven't heard the word accountability in, like, since that media day, basically.
Mm-hmm. You know what, man? Like, so the Nick Nurse Out the Mud episode, he basically went into accountability, and it was like, it was just eye-opening, and basically he's like, so accountability, we have certain things like we're preaching offensively outside of scoring the ball, right? After each game, they go through and grade everybody based on certain pillars, basically. And, like, one of them is, like, boxing out. Like, and they were talking about, like, the game before, Paul Reed was, like, 13 for 13 on boxing out. And, like, some of the stuff that they were focusing on offensively, right? I don't know exactly what it was. Maybe it was cutting. Maybe it was... you know, just little things, not necessarily scoring the ball. They give each player a grade based off of it after each and every game. And that's like their version of accountability. Because people think accountability and it's like, oh, when they screw up, you got to yell at them to hold them accountable.
Right.
And it's like, that's not what accountability is. Accountability is I don't know how to word it like the best way, but accountability is not just yelling at somebody. Accountability is bringing to light whether or not somebody is fulfilling what they need to be doing. And sometimes that can be positive. There's positive accountability, right? And then there's negative accountability, but it doesn't have to be something where you're yelling at someone. It can be something like, you didn't do a good job here. You get a D grade for this game because you only boxed out 5 of 13 times. You need to box out more. You know, it doesn't have to be like yelling. It can be constructive too. But that's the thing is Chauncey preaches accountability, but he doesn't have that coaching experience. I don't think he knows how to hold players accountable as a coach in a way that motivates them to be better, in a way that improves them. And that's the thing, listening to Nick Nurse, it's like you could just tell that he knew how to get players to buy into his way of holding them accountable. But the thing is Nick Nurse has coached so many different random small spots. He's had to try and throw everything at the wall because he's been in every sort of situation, and he's been built as a coach because of all the different situations he's been in. He's gotten that experience, and he's had to try, and he's had to fail over and over and over again. He's had a lot of success too. But like he's had to figure things out in that way. Chauncey, as a coach, hasn't been able to figure things, like he hasn't had that experience. He was an assistant for 1 year and then thrust into a head coaching spot. And I think there's a lot of intricacies of coaching a team that he still has not learned. And I think that there's this mindset that he has that, I don't know, I don't think he has a growth mindset as a head coach. I just don't get that vibe from him. I don't get the vibe that like he's in there working his ass off to try and figure out how to better himself as a coach. I feel like everything at this point is just like, oh, we suck, like whatever. I do not feel like Chauncey as a coach is giving it his all anymore.
It's not his fault the team's not doing it. It's like, oh, my system's so complex, they're having a hard time grasping it. It's like, I don't know. I feel like he thinks all the things he thought would work when he got hired will still work if he has the right players or the teams just execute it right or whatever. But like, it's obviously not working the way he thinks it is, but he still thinks it would if he had better players.
But that's the problem. Coaches are supposed to bring out the best in their players. Mm-hmm. It's not a situation where he needs the right players to bring out the best in him as a coach. That's backwards. It's backwards, and it's just a freaking excuse.
Yeah.
So, like, he does not have the right mindset, I don't think. And just listen to that Nick Nurse episode if you guys want to listen to it. Hog Media is the YouTube channel. We are trying to put together a second NBA creator show right now. Can't talk about who, but we are trying. And then, you know, it's Paul Reed, it's Philly Take with RB, big time Sixers YouTuber, and then we had Nick Nurse on as a guest on the last episode. So if you want to go check that out, want to go subscribe to the channel, it's there in the chat. We're gonna try and build that out as much as we possibly can with our network that we have at Hog Media. So it was really insightful, though. Really insightful, fun episode. It was kind of surreal editing it. Like, I was editing it, and it was, I don't know, like, I'm doing so much stuff now that I wasn't really thinking about it. I'm just kind of, like, editing like I normally edit, like I'm just editing a video.
Yeah.
And then I stopped, and I'm like, dude.
Holy crap, this Nick
Nurse. 2 years ago, if like, I saw myself sitting here, like, editing Nick Nurse and, like, what he's saying and, like, putting together this type of show with Paul Reed, and then Paul Reed tweets out my intro edit, I would have thought that's insane. Like, I would have been so hyped for that. So sometimes I just, like, I'll be working on stuff lately because I got so much going on, and it's like, oh, cool, $750, pay me to write twice a week for them, like, whatever, you know. But, like, I thought that's super dope a couple years ago. Now it's just kind of like, okay, cool, like, what's next? Like, so sometimes I have to stop and slow myself down, like, just to be grateful for opportunities, like, being able to do stuff, because I'm just, like, keep the ball rolling, like, what's next? What are we doing next? What's around the corner? So, yeah, things have moved so fast in the past 4 months. But, yeah, it was kind of surreal editing that. So, hopefully, if you guys watch the episode, hopefully you enjoyed it. If not, hopefully you check it out, because I think we did a better job of producing it than the first one. I think the cameras look better. Nice. So... yeah, it was cool. And then if you have any feedback, always let me know as the producer of this. So,
and that goes for any of our stuff. If you have feedback for any of our podcasts or shows or anything, don't be afraid to reach out.
100%. The Knicks aren't trading 2 firsts and Emmanuel quickly for Jeremy Grant. They got Julius Randle at the 4 to the trade idea in chat. They just traded away Obi Toppin too. Like, they're not looking for... I don't think they're looking for Jeremy Grant. I mean, they could start him at the 3, but I don't think they're going to give... They're not... 2 firsts and Emmanuel quickly, I think, is definitely too rich for a team that he's not a clear-cut good choice for.
Mm-hmm. Jamal says Wizards are looking good tonight. Well, they've looked good in the first half of a lot of games this year, and then really do a good job of tanking in the fourth quarter. So
yeah, luckily most of us took the Bucks. Steven took the Wizards, but he's so far down there, you know.
Yeah.
He needs that to come through. But every game is close today. I mean, Denver's only up 3 against Detroit right now, late in the second. Milwaukee's up 6 against Washington. Boston's up 6 against Charlotte. So we'll see if those teams. I mean, I took Denver's now down 2 against Detroit. So I took the favorites in all those games. I am not feeling too good about it, but I didn't double down on it. So we'll see. We'll see if these leads stretch out. We'll see how it looks in picks against the spread. Anything else for this edition of Blazers Uprise Live? Eric.
No, thanks everyone for watching. Hope to see you over on Suns Valley Pod tomorrow. Check out Tori and Gabe's preview of the game as well.
Yep.
And then, we'll be here after the game to break it down on the next 2 nights.
Yep. Looking forward to it. Sounds good. And then Blazers Uprise Live will be live again on Wednesday, so stay tuned for that. And that's a wrap for this edition of Blazers Uprise Live. Looking forward to getting some players healthier over the next couple of weeks. And with that being said, I'm out of here. We're out of here. We'll catch you next time. Until then, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.